Hello, my beloved friends. So, I welcome you in today's session. And today's session is really what can I say? I have no words to tell you how I am feeling. Okay, I am feeling really, really happy that I got this knowledge. It's amazing. Okay, now in today's session, I channel Archangel Michael to, ask about. In the last session, Archangel Michael had stated that our purpose in this planet is twofold. One is we need to choose our timeline. We need to learn to manipulate energy. Okay, manipulate energy, and we need to learn to choose our timelines. This is also one of the lessons, because Archangel Michael said that each entity or each being, each being creates its own lessons. So we need to learn how to manipulate energy and choose our timeline. So this is one of the things he said. And the other thing is, as we all know, we need to choose either the service to others or the service to self pathway. Okay, now this is the most important, by the way. To choose either the service to self or service to others is the most important. And if you want to rise up higher in the fourth density, right, we need to master the second, we need to master the timeline choosing thing. Okay, so this is really fascinating. And in today's session, Archangel Michael describes the exact process, how our how we can choose our timeline, and he gives us like this energy kind of work we can do to choose our timeline. So this session was really fascinating for me. And also in this session, he has talked about many of the things which sound like really amazing. I have one thing I want to tell you is that he has said in the session that our thought forms, right, our thoughts that we hear, or the voices we hear in our head, they actually, what determines the type of thoughts we have is the feelings. This is I have never heard about this from anyone. So he said that what we are feeling inside. Okay, whatever we are feeling inside, based on that we will get the thought forms. And if we don't have any thought forms, that is even better, right? Our main objective is to empty our mind. But that is not like always possible, because we will have thought forms sometimes during the daytime. And this is mind blowing, right? That whatever we feel will create our thoughts. So listen to the session. Okay, it's really mind expanding, and then I will explain to you what I learned.
I am Archangel Michael, and you must remember that I am connected from the angelic realm through this boy. And before I share my thoughts and insights, you need to guard your mind and only take in those thoughts that feel right to your inner heart. In addition, remember to grow spiritually. It is each being's purpose on this incarnation, which means that each being on this incarnation also has a purpose of learning to create its own reality and learning to manipulate the so-called energy movements of its physical vehicle and of its chakras to create the timelines required. Since many beings on your planet, they not only exist in one reality, but they also exist in multiple parallel realities. Every time you make a certain choice, another self will be living in the other choice that you did not make in this experience. Furthermore, every choice that you make and do not make is correlated and allows entities and beings to experience everything at once. Since there are numerous multiple timelines, there is no end to the experience. Every being must understand that it is the Father, the Source, and the Creator. Many beings on your planet feel that they are not the Creator, the Father, or the God, as they say in your language. Many beings worship the Father outside of themselves, believing that the Father is only outside in the form of a picture or an image. However, they fail to recognize that the Father is within each entity and each being. The Father, the Creator, or the so-called God, as your people call it, are all within each entity. It is just a simple process of realizing that each being is the Father. And for this, you must remember, since you are the creator of your life, you are the person responsible for everything that happens in the outward reality. Even if there is a certain soul agreement which has already been prearranged, you, being the creator, can change soul agreements based upon your creative power. Today, I am going to share with you how you can exercise this power that is within each being. And those who desire shall find this power to be the real crux, which shall change your timelines and realities. Many beings on your planet have believed things to be one way. However, in truth, they are not the way they seem. Meaning, most of the beings' beliefs are backwards, and not everything seems to be as it is. You must understand that you create your reality through your feelings, your thought forms and beliefs. Your thoughts and feelings are the real reasons that determine what you will attract. And your feeling or the emotion is the primary factor which you feel inside your physical body or in your heart, which is the main reason or the determinant factor of the vibrations you will meet and encounter in the outward reality that you call life. Your emotions and feelings are what determine how fast you will get or receive the desired timeline. Everything in your life emerges firstly from a feeling you have. Because without the inner world of feelings, you will not create the outward reality. There is an uncanny relationship between your feelings and your outward reality. Many beings on your planet do not realize this connection because there is a certain time difference. Between the feeling, emotion forms, and the appearance of their effect in the outward reality. And many beings, they cannot trace back to the feeling that triggered a certain timeline to come into place. Furthermore, out of the three modalities of creation, which are feelings, imagination, and thought forms, the feelings are the most powerful because the feelings determine your outward reality. Most beings on your planet believe that outward reality causes feelings. From our perspective, the opposite is true. What you feel inside creates a ripple or rupture of the timeline, directing you into the timeline with the exact feeling in the outward reality. Furthermore, most people on your planet believe that your thoughts give rise to the feelings. However, from my perspective, as seen from the angelic realm, the feelings determine the thoughts that you will encounter in your mind. Hence, the feeling is the crux of creation. The feelings are the reasons why people on your planet are able to activate certain timelines. Whenever you feel something deeply and you let the emotion ride through your physical vehicle, and you stay present with this feeling, as long as it takes to manifest or create the timeline, you begin to balance all your lower chakras. And if the feeling is very powerful, it will activate the highest chakra as well, which is an interconnection with the source. And this interconnection will allow you to choose the timeline of reality that you so desire. Choosing the timeline which you are desirous of will allow you to cycle forward into the chosen timeline faster. Because of this connection with the Father within. Because of the emotions that you feel, this creates a strong potential or triggering the timeline that you desire to enter into. The best way for each being on your planet to exercise this power is simple. Firstly, whenever you want to create your reality or choose a certain timeline, you must allow yourself to daydream and to fantasize about the type of reality you want to experience. Firstly, you must picture in your mind, from the first person viewpoint, the type of environment you would see yourself in. And as you begin to see the picture in your mind, you will feel an underlying emotion. This emotion you must grasp and you must not let go. And you must stay present with this feeling. Just as a lover attaches its mind towards its partner who is deeply in love. In a similar manner, you must attach to the feeling that will get created when you bring in your imagination the timeline of the reality you want to enter into and experience. After you bring this image in your mind's eye, ask yourself this question: how do I feel And where is the feeling located in my body? The answer to that question may be you will be feeling happy, elated, satisfied, excited, or a mixture of emotions that cannot be described using your language. This feeling is the one that you must attach yourself to and stay with it even during your waking daytime. The outward reality may try to disattach you from this feeling, but if you persist, it will lead you to the reality of the timeline that you desire. If you are able to focus even more intently and make the scene that you are imagining even more brighter and even more real, you will feel a real emotion, a joy, an explosion of the emotion, whether it be happiness, joy, fulfillment. You will feel something within your physical vehicle. If this is continued and persisted upon, the emotion will rise up through this layer of chakras, and the emotions rise up and reach to the upper chakras of the indigo ray, wherein it will enter and meet with the source, thereby creating this timeline. It will happen to you in the coming days or months. It will happen to you, and you will realize that what you felt today is the reality that created it. The best way for beings on your planet to perform this emotion exercise is the time when you are relaxing or going to sleep, because at that time your mind is free of any of the words that normally are found in your mind. Since most entities' minds are very unbalanced and create many unwanted words and images, the best time for entities to perform this exercise is during the so-called sleep time, wherein the mind is free. However, remember, more important than the image is the feeling, because the feeling will allow and bring forth this timeline. Hence, this is the secret of creation, my beloved friends. I am Archangel Michael from the angelic realm, and I have seen many entities on your planet change their life with this simple use of feeling. The grasping of this concept will allow entities to rise up in the level of consciousness. This is one of the factors which must be mastered by each being before reaching into the upper octaves of the fourth density consciousness, which requires the knowingness of the Creator, since in the upper octaves each being must be capable of creating its own reality. This must be mastered in this incarnation as well, if entities are desirous of rising into the higher levels of consciousness in the fourth density positive. Therefore, I am Archangel Michael, and I leave you now. So be it.
So my friends, after watching the session, I hope you learned so much, like I did. One of the things that I learned is that, I had heard about this before also, from many other teachers, who say that, we need to feel as if we have that thing, okay? But he has described it even more better. He has said that whenever we are imagining, suppose we want something, okay? For example, I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a sports car, for example. So I imagine myself with the first person perspective, he said, in the car, and then ask myself this question, what is the feeling that I'm getting, and if I ask myself, the feeling I'm getting is like happiness, I'm getting joy. And if I can keep this feeling, if I can stay with this feeling throughout my day, and throughout the coming days, it will manifest eventually. Okay, so this is, wow, right? This is amazing. So I'm going to try this, and I think you should also try it, with whatever you have, whatever you want to create in your timeline. And the basic science is this, okay? Archangel Michael said that whenever we feel something, there is this, it rises above in all our chakras, okay? It goes through all our chakras, and then it reaches the top chakra, which is, I believe, the indigo, right? Wherein it meets the source, and then it manifests the exact replica of what we are feeling. So this is like amazing. And I used to think, okay, before, like before I used to think that the outward reality determines what we feel. But the truth is, it's the opposite, right? What we feel creates the outer reality. So this means that we are the creator, and we have the power to change our reality. Furthermore, Archangel Michael also said one important thing is that we look at the creator or the gods to be outside ourselves, but we forget that the creator is in fact within us, within each of us. So this is also amazing. And one more thing that I remember Archangel Michael said is that our thoughts and what happens is firstly determined by what we are feeling. Wow, right? So the crux of the reality is the feeling. So and also Michael is saying that there are multiple timelines, okay? There are parallel realities, and if we make a certain choice, one reality is created, and our other version is also experiencing the other reality, right? So just imagine how we have multiple versions in parallel universes. Like, it's crazy, but we have the power to choose the timeline we want to enter. This is also one of the things we need to master before our incarnation ends. And I need to I also want to learn to master this, like, really nicely. And thank you so much for watching the video, and also thank you all for supporting me on Patreon. And I send you love and light, and stay safe until the next session.